Jewish guy gave me a slide whistle, and so now I'm going to make it all your guys' problem.
Yes!
I'm going to tell you the story of how I got the slide whistle. So I was at Camp Bar a couple days ago. Yeah, that's here now. And I was flirting with this girl. I asked her if she wanted to go back to my place, but she said no. Then she said we should go back to her place. But she lived in St. Cloud. Anyway, we got back to her place and I was starting to feel excited. She pulled down my pants. And then she pulled them right back up. She did not like my Teen Titan underwear. I know, I was going to show her the Beast Boy, but she was just not feeling it. So anyway, I said to her, I said, hey, if you want me to, I would love to go down on you.
Yup.
And she said, Matthew, I want you to give me the best orgasm I've ever had. And so I left. And on my way out, I found a penny on the ground. But when I bent over to pick it up, I tripped and I fell down the stairs. I broke my neck and I had to call an ambulance. I died. But I went to heaven. Which means there is a God.
Yeah.
God said I could have any wish, anything I wanted. I said, God, more than anything, I want to be reincarnated as someone who does not have red hair. And God said no. So I said, okay, second wish, can I have a slide whistle? And he said, sure. So that's the story of my
Yes.
I don't know if you guys can tell, a lot of that story was not true. It's based in truth. No. God's not real. It's not. Don't worry. It's okay. The next story I'm going to tell you is 100% true. It happened to me literally 1 week ago. And it's less crazy, so you'll believe it. But I've been talking to this girl on Hinge for about a month, and we decided to meet up. And she lives all the way in Rochester, so I drove down there because that's how desperate I am. I'm Rochester levels desperate, you know? Like, I'm not down bad enough to go to Iowa, but Rochester, I would say, is about how desperate I am. So I drove down to Rochester, about an hour and a half drive, and we go on the date, and it's going very well. Conversations are flowing very smoothly. We're getting into deep conversations. We went on a walk. It was nice. And at the end, I asked her what she had to do for the rest of the day. And she said, oh, I have to pick up Jeremy. And I was like, okay, who's Jeremy? And she's like, oh, that's my partner. And I was like, oh, okay. So is this like a polyamorous thing? Or did you just want to be friends? Or like, what's going on? And she said, well, I am in a polyamorous relationship, but I just want to be friends. So that was probably the worst friend zone I've ever gone. And then we exchanged numbers, and then I drove back home, an hour and a half drive. I listened to some Olivia Rodrigo. I swerved into some geese just to make myself feel better. I think we should be allowed to do that, right? I mean, you are. No one's gonna tell anyone, but I think once every 2 weeks, if you're having a bad day, you should be allowed to swerve into a geese, you know, and to a goose. And then like twice a year, I think you should be allowed to strangle a goose. I think it just looks so fun. Like, I mean, every day I'm tempted to do it and I don't because society says don't, but like, what if I did, you know? So that's what I think. That was fun. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I had a teacher in high school who taught French. Everyone hated him. His name was Mr. Mester. And we were all a little bit disappointed that he never tried to molest any of us. so that we could call him Mr. Mester, the child molester, but he never did it, you know? He never did it. And listen, nobody wanted to get touched by Mr. Mester. We just wanted someone else to, you know? Cody. Specifically, we wanted Cody to be touched by Mr. Mester. His name was Ray Mead, that was his French name. He was, he was bad. He was in detention a lot. He was in detention a lot because he had a lot of detention, if that makes sense. Thank you. I think I'm going to end on the oh my god. I think